Today, we're going to provide you with 10 interesting facts about playing cards. Welcome to the channel. What's up, makers? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nate Javier.
And I'm Alan Simpson.
Oh, Alan.
I just love making life easy.
Editing Nate is not happy right now. Welcome back to the channel, you guys, and welcome back to our vlog. I know we kind of haven't vlogged in a while. We've been doing a lot of other things, and to keep you in the loop, welcome. And coming up in December, we actually have something planned just for you guys. I know last year for Thanksgiving time, we did provide you with 3 effects to make you look awesome at your family gathering. This year, we'd love to, well, I don't think we should tell them yet, but it's definitely going to be a Merry Christmas for many of you. With that, today we want to share with you 10 interesting facts about a deck of cards that you probably didn't know or even cared that you would know. And number 1. Boop. Number 1.
So cards first appeared 900 years ago in China. Fancy that. Not here in the United States.
Huh. Interesting fact.
Yes. Good.
That means we're ready for interesting fact number. Interesting fact number 2. Has it ever occurred to you how strange it is that they use hearts and spades and clubs and diamonds for the 4 suits in the deck of cards? Actually, if you dig through many studies and the sands of time, back in the times where many moons ago the Baron Bison roamed the fields, you'll actually find the original suits were like coins and sticks and swords and things like that, instead of what you see in modern day. That was pretty interesting fact. Fun fact number 3.
So the royal cards, as we know, as the kings, the queens, the jacks, were all really based off of the historical figures back in the 18th century. Now there are 4 kings, King of Hearts, King of Spades, King of Clubs, and King of Diamonds. They're actually based off of the real kings, like the King of Clubs, Alexander the Great. King of Spades, King David.
Not to be confused with David Spade.
David Spade is not a king, but he is very funny. King of Hearts, King Charlemagne. And then the King of Diamonds is King Caesar. Diamonds.
Speaking of diamonds, fun fact number 4. So, similar to the kings, the queens are actually also based on historical figures. For example, people often think that Queen Elizabeth I was the right there, yeah, was the Queen of Hearts, which, I mean, there's some striking similarities to it. But Queen Elizabeth was born in 1533, and actually these queens date way further back. Studies have said that the Queen of Hearts is actually based on a biblical queen, Judith, instead of Queen Elizabeth I. There's another fun fact for you.
Yes, queen.
Slay. So
Slay.
with that, let's go on to fun fact number 5.
So we all know the beloved Jack, right? They're actually also based on historic figures back in historic times. So, before they were called jacks, they were called knaves. Knaves meaning servants. But when it comes to playing cards, K was already for king. And with knaves, starting with also K, they couldn't really take the king's place. So they just use J for Jack. Jack, knaves. They both mean the same thing.
Fun fact number 6. Fun fact number 6. Fun fact number 6, as we've already kind of touched on a little bit, that playing cards were definitely popular in France, but to tax a deck of cards, not getting political, we don't choose nor talk about any of that on this channel, but to tax a deck of cards, they would put a levy stamp on the ace of spades, making it the decorative one. So oftentimes people would get these decks of cards, and that's how you know that the levy tax and somebody fulfilled their duty.
Duty.
Somebody paid the tax on the cards is with the ace of spades stamp there. Now the UK got really interested in this and took it from 1711 until probably the mid 1960s. Additionally, in those cases, some people really didn't want to deal with the levy tax, so oftentimes they would try to play cards without the ace of spades. Hence why you get the phrase, not playing with a full deck. That's where it originated. So that was like 6 and a half. 6 and 6 and a half. On to number 7. Fun fact number 7.
So we all know what playing cards look like. We all know what the backs of the playing cards look like. So nowadays we can get any picture we want on the back of playing cards. But there's something special about the bicycle cards, how they can be red or they can be blue. So the manufacturers of bicycle or any other playing card has their own kind of print, kind of like a fingerprint.
It's pretty unique to know.
And only them, they can tell if it's their card or not.
Fun fact number 8. So oftentimes there's some superstition that comes with a deck of cards, and we've all heard stories about troops using a deck of cards to their advantage in Vietnam. And in fact, the Vietnamese at that time often thought of the ace of spades as superstitious. It had special power and it meant death. So a special manufacturer in Cincinnati, Ohio actually created a full deck of cards, all 52 cards being ace of spades. So during the wartime in battle zones and whatnot, they would sprinkle these decks of cards everywhere, trying to scare the enemy.
That is interesting.
I dig it. Fun fact. Number 9.
Back during the Second World War in 1941 through 1945, we actually had some American prisoners held captive back in the German camps. So the Cincinnati card makers got creative. They would send over some playing cards over to the American prisoners back in the German camps. And once they got wet, the backs of the cards got wet. And they peeled off, but once they put it together, it was an escape map. So they were literally sending a map to escape for the American prisoners.
Through a deck of cards.
Through a deck of cards. Fascinating.
So this has become a spy tool. Speaking of espionage. Did I redo this one? Number 10. No, that's the wrong 10. 10 of clubs.
Number 10.
Fun fact number 10. The actual #1 manufacturer of playing cards in the world is the U.S. Playing Cards Company. It's since moved its headquarters to Erlanger, Kentucky. Sorry to all my Kentucky folk out there. Still love you. But they produce over 100 million decks of cards that are purchased a year. And that's the purchase stock. Since then, recently, earlier this year, Cartamundi, which is a European card manufacturer, has actually purchased United States Playing Card Company. And this will make everything. It will be the #1 manufacturer in the entire world. Like, it will be the manufacturer of the world.
So they're going to take over the world of playing cards.
With one deck at a time. Thank you guys so much for joining us for these fun facts. I hope you found them fascinating. We learned a lot while learning these, and I hope you learned a lot and you didn't need these in your life either. But this is actually really cool, and if you ever need a little bit of mental chewing gum, there you go. Remember, if you enjoyed this content, let us know in the comments below, or if you come up with another fun fact about playing cards, let us know down below in the comments. Until next time, keep making that magic. Later.
You got it. You got it.